It's falling.
Oh, is everything good? Uh-oh, lights falling down.
This is Less Than Zero. Less Than Zero.
Can we go off the cuff and start right now?
All right, let's go off the cuff and go start right now.
All right, guys.
Oh, that was a
You know what? Let me even do that. I don't want to. I almost sounded like a YouTuber there.
It's okay. You can do that. We are on YouTube.
Okay. You're right.
One thing I'm happy about is that Julian is alive.
Yes, and I'm glad you're alive too. We got to get into that. Episode 52 is on. We took a break, guys, for a couple weeks. Not by choice, to be honest with you. We're going to get straight into it. We're going to get into these stories. If you don't know what this podcast is about, basically we cover pop culture stories, things that go viral, basically stories that we mess with, and we share stories about us as well. My name is Julian. She is Miss Vicky.
Yay, Miss Vicky.
Just behind the lens.
Yay,
and
that's me.
we're all very three different people. If you want to get the audio podcast, all the links are down below. Want to get the video podcast, the links are down below, or the link is down below. Let's get into this. We're going to talk about CardiB, Jack Harlow, and Saweetie. This simp funding an ex's lifestyle. She said some crazy stuff. Her name is Blue Jasmine. More specifics on that. Justin Bieber and Olivia Rodrigo, Courtney Love. And yeah.
Nice.
Bro.
Can I say something right off the bat?
Go.
Killer intro. Nailed it.
Yeah, man. Well, sometimes I'll be honest, sometimes when I want to concentrate and actually do it, I'll do it. But other times I just feel kind of like, I call it verbally lazy.
Yeah. But now, you were sick, you're better, you're full of energy, you knocked out the intro.
Yeah,
He's ready to take over the world.
So, I got COVID, guys, a couple weeks ago.
Yay!
Oh!
Let me tell you. Do you want to tell me like I told you so now, or?
Tell so like, Tell us what happened, because like I know vaguely, but there's some details I'm like, what happened?
I got scared.
Yeah,
because like
you had us
we
both
were
scared.
because we were just like
we were terrified.
We were just together.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
just
sorry.
like a couple of days before
Right.
it happened.
You were-
So he was like,
Right.
and I was like, oh, should I go get checked?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. And the backstory is, I know how that can look like irresponsible of me, but I already knew in my head, but okay.
Yeah.
So the backstory is that I started getting symptoms that weekend. I think we filmed like on a Friday. I started getting symptoms. To be honest, guys, I was at a wedding on Saturday. I started feeling symptoms, like bad symptoms, and I started feeling them earlier. I don't remember, like earlier in the morning or something. Either way, it hit me super hard. And that's basically what happened. I didn't get tested until like Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. But yeah, it happened at a wedding. And what I should not have done is I put up on my story, my IG story, which is connected to my Facebook, I alluded that I had COVID, and it was a picture of me in bed. And I don't know, and you saw it, right?
You said COVID is no joke.
I don't.
Yeah, it's pretty much saying like,
Something like that.
giving myself a
This
couple
COVID thing ain't
days
no joke.
Right.
to like, recover or something like that.
Right.
And that was the first I saw anything
Right.
about it.
Right.
So I hit up
Me
Julian
too.
like, what the fuck? I hit up Julian like, what is that?
Right.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure it out
Are
myself.
you okay?
Well, because
do I have it?
No, well, hold
Am
on.
I gonna die?
Are you dying? Like, what,
Okay,
what
guys,
are we
calm
doing?
down.
The world is ending, Julian.
Well, that's how I felt. I felt like I was like, oh my God, is Julian dying? Like, what is happening? And like, all I would get is one word text messages.
I
I'd be
know,
like, hey,
and
how you
because I
doing?
was so weak, bro.
And then
I
he
could
just
not
text-
talk. I couldn't walk. I couldn't even. Bro, I didn't eat for 3 to 4 days.
Dude, he texted me
you
saying,
look great,
rest.
by the way.
Thank you.
He text, I would be like, hey, Julian, are you okay? He'd be like, rest.
Okay,
I'm like,
you think
what?
it's funny?
No, I'm just like, no, that it was just kind of like,
You're like, okay.
I'm gonna cough on you.
oh my God, am I gonna like, do I need to like show up at his doorstep and be like,
Are you alive?
Are you
Dude,
alive?
If I didn't hear from you any longer than when I did, I would have came and hit knocked on your door.
I would have
Are
too.
you alive?
I would have too.
So,
I
okay.
was actually very close too.
Yeah.
Rewind back.
I
Thank you
didn't
for
hear
caring, by
anything
the way.
from you.
Thank you for caring, because my mom didn't even hit me up. Okay, anyway, so I posted that, and I realized I shouldn't have done that. Want to know why? I had not gotten tested yet.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
the
know-
other thing. You just assumed you had it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
That's the
I
worst.
thought it must be it, but I really didn't know for sure. And then I started.
That's
I was
what killed
actually,
me. That's
I
what
was actually
killed me.
surprised how many freaking people hit me up in my DMs. People I don't even know.
Saying what?
Are you okay?
Yeah, are you okay? What can we do for you? Do this, do this, do this. They said, and no offense, but they started asking me questions that I have to answer back. And that's kind of why I gave you guys one-word answers, because I feel obligated to answer everyone back. But to a certain point, I just couldn't do it.
Right.
Too weak. So it knocked me out. I got tested on Tuesday because I was still too weak to get out of bed on Monday. I barely made it on Tuesday, get it tested. And yeah, I was positive.
Man.
So
Wild.
Things didn't get better after a couple days. I got nervous, went to urgent care. Urgent care could not help me. They said, you got to go to ER. Went to ER. They did some basic tests, nothing crazy. And they said, yeah, you just got COVID. But, it hits everyone differently. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
say, oh, I didn't feel it. Other people, other people feel it to certain degrees. I just felt. I would say if you're going to put in stages, it would be the stage below having to go to the hospital and be on a respirator. I would say maybe 1 or 2 stages below
You were
that.
just not sick enough to be in the hospital.
Yeah, just had to really lay in bed and just really just kind of tough it out.
Yeah.
But you know that when it's bad, when you can't walk, you can't hardly talk, shortness of breath, stuff. I felt every single thing that they talk about. And even right now talking, I don't have my smell back.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, and I'm worried. And I don't have my taste fully back. I'm about 75%.
Far out.
No, it's not.
This is crazy. Like, I just mean that it's crazy. That
And we're 3 weeks in that. It's 3 weeks.
Wait,
in.
like,
you're saying you're 75% like healthy, like getting back to normal?
He's talking about his taste and smell.
So I can feel texture and I can taste. Like I can taste for the most part, but there's 25-30% of it I still can't. So when you eat like a meatloaf or a steak, or because you like meatloaf or whatever.
Why do you just assume I like meatloaf? Because you like meatloaf.
That was the first thing
I'm
that
saying
came
I fully can't taste things like an orange or strawberries, and that makes me nervous.
Don't be like, it's a scary thing. So like a big chunk of my wife's family got COVID, like a whole household got it.
Did it affect him this bad though?
Yeah, she didn't have her taste and smell for like probably like a month or 2, but it did come back. Like it did come back. But like it just, like you said, it affects everyone so differently. So like my wife's family was a whole house full of people. They all got it, and the most that they got was like a cough and like the taste and smell thing. Well, that's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy is like some people they'll barely feel it. Some people it'll put you in the hospital. Some people won't even know they got it.
I'll put it this way:
it's the craziest thing.
So radio, it's never good to call off work because they'll replace you, right?
Right.
I called my bosses and I didn't give them a choice.
You're like, I'm like,
dude, I'm out.
How did they react to that? Because like usually, Okay.
They're like, I think they knew it was serious. And I'll tell you one more thing, and I don't want to, because I know that we got to get to you too. But I'll tell you, like, there were several times I had to, because, I live by myself, I had to go to the grocery store and get some food. I'm not going to lie to you. I would go to the Safeway here on El Camino, and I was so tired, I literally parked, and guess what happened?
You fell asleep.
Yeah.
Damn. Dude, Instacart.
Damn.
Look, I don't know what to say to that. I don't do it. I want to get my stuff, and I fell asleep. I was just so weak, bro.
Yeah.
And I felt okay about it. Like I would have been okay falling asleep in my car for the next couple days.
You should have hit me up. I could have got groceries for you. Should have hit me up.
Dude, it is a weakness for anyone that's ever gotten it. If God forbid it ever hits you, but man, it's a weakness like I've never felt before. It is a coughing. Like I couldn't sleep because you keep on coughing.
Yeah.
Cold sweats, the fever.
Scary.
Yeah.
That's wild. Hey, you know what though? I'm glad you made a full recovery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're recovered?
95%.
You're recovered.
Yeah. I'm
fine.
Negative 3 times. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm
saying,
I feel his high energy.
Yeah,
It feels
it's better.
nice.
I'm just saying we're both glad that you're better.
Thanks, man.
Yes,
And you're not-
absolutely.
And I gotta
You're not on
say
the ground.
one more thing. Is it weird that I'm not nervous, but it's like, I don't know, man, everything is back open, but I'm like, bro, I don't want to catch this again. And I'm thinking like, why is everything back? Is it because I guess over 70% are vaccinated?
Yeah, well, almost not 70, but close to it, 60 something.
But we're taking a 30% chance.
I mean, people are still wearing their masks.
No, they're not.
Yes, a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people not wear their masks, but then I still see people wear their masks. Like,
I would say
I'm vaccinated, but I still wear my mask.
I'd say most places I've seen are 60-40, 60 masks.
I would agree with you. And I'll say one more thing. Usually you start feeling symptoms a couple days after, right? They say about 2 to 3 days. So I mapped where I went, grocery store, I masked up, I went to Jamba Juice. I didn't really go anywhere. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know who I got COVID from. Mm-hmm. I don't know who I got. I didn't have it with you guys. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I got COVID from.
It could have been from anywhere.
But I didn't go anywhere. That's what I'm trying to say.
You said you went to the wedding.
Yeah, what about the wedding?
But you don't get COVID the same day. That was on Saturday. See what I'm saying?
But you got tested a couple days later and
Tuesday.
Got it, right?
But I had contracted it from someone couple days before Saturday.
And you don't know who you're with before that?
You guys on Wednesday. Besides that, Jamba Juice, Safeway. I go to the same places. I'm pretty much very habitual.
No, neither of us had it. I've been vaccinated for ages.
But you kind of get what I'm saying?
But yeah.
That's why it's the unknown.
I've been vaccinated for ages.
Hey, I just want to throw that out there. You know what I mean? No one's throwing me under the bus.
Hey, I've been vaccinated for ages.
I'm covered, man.
That's funny.
Anyway, that's scary when not knowing where it came from, because that's why I'm like, I don't know.
That's how, the whole pandemic thing, that's what's so scary about it.
That's true.
That's why we got locked down for a year.
Mm-hmm.
For
Okay,
that reason.
Vicky, I'm sorry. Let's get into it because Vicky also got sick.
Yeah, what the hell happened to you?
I don't even know. I don't know. So
Jeez.
so it was like a Thursday.
All I saw, same thing, Instagram story. All you saw was you say
Not
that
a
you were sick.
commission. I was
and then
like, I'm
you
out
post-
of commission for a couple days,
Then
guys.
you did that thing where you take a picture of your hospital
Yeah.
van.
Can I
Well,
say
so I ended up having to go to the ER.
Yeah. What happened?
And can I say real quick, I felt hella bad because I saw in her story that you were like in bed and you looked knocked out. Low key, I thought that she got COVID from me.
So did I.
I felt. I didn't tell you, but I was thinking to
It
myself, oh my
wasn't.
God.
No, it wasn't.
You're like, did
It
I just
wasn't.
kill
Okay.
Vicky?
So you
Damn
had
it, did I just give her COVID?
so you had to go to ER. Sorry.
No, so it started on Thursday. All of a sudden, like I felt like this bump right here under my chin, and I was like, "What? Did I just like?
Hit yourself.
Did
or
I?
something.
You know, like maybe when I was sleeping, I got like bruised or something. Maybe I was like I slept too crazy. I don't know. But and I'm not a crazy sleeper.
That's some
I'm
crazy
not a
sleeping,
crazy
bro.
Sleeper. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I was just kind of like that's weird, and it wasn't hurting. I was just kind of like
You're just
okay,
there.
whatever. Maybe it's just a little swollen or whatever. Coming Friday, I ended up having to go get my second vaccination, and I was chilling. I was fine, but then like it just started really hurting.
Yeah.
Like then like it felt like my jaw started to lock.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really open my mouth.
Mhm.
So I couldn't really like talk. I just couldn't do anything. And it got to the point like as it progressed throughout that day till the nighttime, it was all bad. Like it was to the point where I was like, I couldn't get out of bed. I was like just going through it. It was just so bad. Like I couldn't stay up for no more than an hour. Like an hour at most. I could actually stay up.
Like COVID.
And then I was just like, I can't. Like I was fucking feeling like I had hot flashes, and then sometimes I'd feel like I was cold.
Yeah.
And like I was just, my body was just, it was all bad. So I'm over here thinking, okay, maybe it's the vaccination. Maybe it's just like processing.
Yeah.
Because they always say that it takes like, a day or so or whatever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't going away. So I called my doctor and I was like, hey, is there any way that I can, come in like to check this out? And they're like, no, unfortunately we can't. The like earliest we can see you is like 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks.
Damn.
And I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I mean, if it gets worse, then I'll just go to the emergency room. I mean, that's just what it has to be. And it just got really bad to the point where like I wasn't eating. It was just nothing. I would barely have a sip of water, if anything. And I would just be sleeping and like, it was just bad. So I had to go to the emergency room. Then they told me that like, so when I went in, they told me that it was just, it was my swollen tonsil. So they said I had like strep.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, cool. Antibiotics, great. I can just take them, whatever. I was taking the antibiotics and nothing was helping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like it was making it worse.
Wow.
Cause like there was no pain, like there was more pain. It was just, my jaw kept like locking more.
Whoa.
And I was just like, dude, this is painful. Like I still felt like I had a fever. So I was just like, this is really annoying. So I had to go back to the ER.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they, when I was telling them my symptoms and everything, they were like, okay. So I had to do like a CT scan to make sure that nothing else.
Wait a minute,
was
is that
like,
a CAT scan?
Yes.
CT scan?
Basically.
Is that of your brain?
No, they take a picture, just like an X-ray, basically. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
So they're able to see like everything that's going on from like here to your chest.
What'd they see?
They didn't really see anything. Luckily, it wasn't anything crazy.
Cool.
But they said that it was like, it's like this really long word. It's like lymphatitis, whatever the hell
Don't
that's
act
called.
like you know. Don't act like you know.
Where's your it's my lymph node.
Lymphonemia?
I had that.
So my lymph
That's
nodes
what I was waiting. I had a similar thing. I had a big bump in my neck.
Oh.
So my lymph nodes got very
See,
swollen.
I know things.
So my lymph nodes got so swollen that it swelled my tonsils as well, which really affected my mouth and everything. So they kind of gave me this medication through the IV, and it actually helped. The swelling went down. I mean,
Cool.
it's still there. That's the
Really?
thing that's still bothering me,
So
is
they
that
don't-
it's still there. So I feel like I may have to go remove my tonsils.
Whoa.
Um,
That'd be wild.
So yeah, so I'm just kind of like, oh, that sucks. Cause then like once they gave it to me, I was like, oh, I can open my mouth. Like,
Yeah.
but they told me like literally what it was. It was just like, they don't know how I got it.
Mhm.
That's the thing. And they were like, this is not really too common
Yeah.
that this happens, but like we don't know how you got it and we can't prescribe you any medication for it.
That's crazy.
So I was just like, oh, thanks.
You
So
should
they
have been
were
like,
just pretty
can you
much
name it after me then, since I'm the first one here?
Right. So then they were just like, so pretty much what they were saying is just like, we gave you this medication through your IV. It's pretty strong. And
Did it knock you
you're
out?
just gonna have to. No, it just felt weird. Like once it started, because they tell you like
You didn't get a good
like,
buzz off it?
huh?
You didn't get a good buzz off it?
A little bit, but then it was also I probably did feel like I felt it more because I hadn't eaten anything throughout that whole day, so I was just kind of like, can I like eat? So after that, they're pretty much kind of like, this is just gonna be a natural healing process. I was like, oh, so how long is this gonna take? And they're like, about a week. I was like, oh my god. But I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm just glad that it ain't anything crazy. So because everything got so swollen that it caused me to have a high fever. I had like a fever of like 105.
Oh, that's terrible. Dude.
So because that's why it was
like fry an egg on your forehead.
Man, I'm telling you. So yeah, it was just all bad. But I'm just like, oh my god, after like all of that, I'm just so happy that it wasn't anything crazy. And I'm just like, okay, I'm finally getting better.
Does it hurt still, or it's just there hanging out?
It doesn't hurt. Like I think just last week I can actually really start eating regular food.
Cool.
So like the whole time I was pretty much drinking soups,
Smoothies.
pretty much, yeah. To the point where my mom had to get me like those, those breakfasts. Like I had to get those breakfast essentials.
Oh, yeah.
Those like, so then that way it gives me some nutrients and stuff. So I'm like, okay. I love those.
So you still got the little bump in there, right?
It's minor.
Oh, okay.
You
should name it. Give it a little name. Give it a name.
Because what if I have to remove it?
Name it Joaquin.
like Phoenix.
Name it Death.
Joaquin Phoenix.
This is
I want you to die.
This is my neck bump, Joaquin.
On the real though, the important thing is they diagnosed what it was. Can you imagine? Like,
I mean, sort of,
what
right?
It was? Like, it's always the unknown that scares the fuck out of me. You know what I mean?
So then they were just so they pretty much were like, if it doesn't go away, if it still hurts, please come back. Like we wanna figure this out for you. So I was like, no, it's fine. So I actually have a doctor's appointment next week. And they're gonna really kind of look at it, and then I'm just gonna ask them and be like, "Can I just remove my tonsils? Like, is it like?
Are you just trying to
like? Can I just get them off? Because like, I mean, it's still there.
I doubt they'll say yes. They'll probably want to sit and wait.
I really hope so. I really hope they say yes though.
I had something like that where I ended up getting mono, and that led to an infection in my lymph nodes, and I had like a big ass, but probably like the size of a baseball. Maybe a little smaller.
No, that's how big mine. It was like,
and like that shit was.
I was like, oh
right
my
under
God.
right in my neck into my jaw. Like it was crazy.
Was nasty.
I looked like Quasimodo. It was the wildest thing.
Yes, dude. I'm like, you see one side, it's all nice and like skinny, and then you see the other side, it's like
big blood.
I'm like, ew, what is happening to me? I didn't want to go out. I was like,
were you in public when you had that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I went about my days.
And it was super like
I went about my days.
It wasn't great. I didn't like it. Wow. I wore a hoodie a lot. I had threw a hoodie up.
Who are you kissing? You said you got mono?
Yeah, I got mono.
Who are you kissing?
I mean,
no idea. It was a weird time in my life. I was doing a lot of kissing. What can I say?
I mean, because I've had strep before.
Yeah, strep. I never had strep, but strep seems intense.
Oh my God, it's the freaking worst.
I bet.
Like there's like knives.
It's like you're swallowing knives.
You when you're swallowing, like you can't, like you get scared to swallow.
Maybe we should move on now, huh?
Yeah, let's go.
It hurts.
Now I'm getting freaked out.
You're talking about strep throat, right?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, how do you get that?
Sharing drinks, possibly kissing, but honestly, it could.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so annoying. Yeah, Julian, I'm a fucking drink it. No, but it can also be from like people coughing and like or being around that, you can
be
like,
on like a bus.
That's how you get strep throat.
You can.
I didn't say COVID. Strep throat.
There's things that you can touch too, and then you touch your face. It's bacteria. That's what it is. So you can honestly get it by touching a door.
That's how any disease works.
And like touching your face.
I ain't trying to get no knives. I ain't trying to feel like what knives.
You're gonna be such a germaphobe now.
I ain't trying to feel no gunshots. None of that, man.
None of that.
He said no gunshots. Right?
All right, you
can't get a case of gunshots.
All I'm trying to say is I ain't trying to feel pain.
Yo, but my second vaccine shot though.
Oh, I was gonna say that too.
Oh my God, my arm was dying. I was like,
I bet I was gonna say
like this. It hurt. Like I couldn't lift it like past here.
I bet that didn't help the cause at all either.
It didn't.
You know that scares me because when a girl says that, she means it because girls have a higher threshold of pain than men. Yeah. How long was your arm dead for?
A couple days, huh?
Like it was like 2 days maybe.
Yeah.
So you're saying you couldn't use your arm? Because
it was painful.
When I get the vaccine, I need to work, bro. I still need to work.
You don't need your arm.
Yes, I do.
No, I mean, okay, well, you'll be like this.
Yeah, you don't
this
need
is
your arm.
you. This
Dude,
is fine.
it's not as bad.
If you're
it's
going
fine.
like this or something,
no,
or
but
like,
I mean, I was gonna
like then you should be scared.
Yeah, but in the next couple weeks, I was gonna build a house, Vicky. So I was gonna.
Man,
I need my arm.
What you gonna build? A birdhouse?
You couldn't. Man.
That was good.
You couldn't build a Lego.
This could just be like the roast podcast.
You
Just
couldn't build a Lego house, bro. You couldn't do it.
Legos. Oh, I want to build a Lego. I want to build Legos.
Speaking of Legos, I love Legos.
I think that's what we're gonna do on a date night.
Yeah, that's a good
Get
one.
like I saw this Harry Potter Lego set.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna do it. We're just gonna have drinks and then build Legos. I'm down with it.
That's what it's like to be.
I'm a child at heart.
That's what it's like to be in a long, committed relationship.
You build Legos.
This is why you start building like Harry Potter.
Legos, yeah.
That's a night out.
You know, I also want to do a paint night.
I think that's cool.
That's cute.
I think that's cool. That's a cool partner thing.
Love it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the partner thing. That's the hard part.
We should get to our first topic.
Yeah, we should. Speaking of partner, CardiB partnered up. Well, I'm looking for like.
Is she partnered up?
Well, I'm looking for like a cool segue. But
I
really
lost.
isn't.
I lost track.
We'll just get straight into it.
I saw her most recent post. Well, oh yeah, it was a most recent post where she like had a picture of her and Offset.
So it's his baby again, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's make the official announcement. She announced last weekend at the BET Awards, baby number 2, with that big ass baby bump performance when she came on with Migos, of course, on stage. Y'all see that performance?
She made it known. Yeah, I watched it.
Man, people are like so amazed. And don't get me wrong, props to, and I'll paint you the visual in case, did you see it? Or no?
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, so she did that bounce. You know, she was bouncing. People like amazed by it.
She goes down when she went all the way down, and she's like,
right.
Hey, the
the
baby inside, it's like, ah!
Right, like on a roller coaster, right? But people are like, oh my God, props to Cardi. And yes, props to Cardi. But guys, one thing we're missing, where did she come from? What did she do before? She was a stripper. Right.
I mean, it's not
this
a
is
surprise.
like walking for her, bro.
Of course.
It's not a surprise, yeah.
Well, I mean, when I was pregnant with my son and my daughter, I was still dancing.
I did the splits all the time when I was
feel
pregnant.
like to have a baby inside you? Can I ask?
That's intense.
What does it feel like?
Like, does it feel like a bowling ball inside
Feels
you?
like you have an alien inside of you.
Yeah. You know,
because it feels unnatural because you have somebody that's just moving.
You can feel the moves.
Oh, of course you can. As once it starts getting older, where it starts like, because the thing is, what the baby's doing is it's moving, rotating. So you feel like you'll feel the elbow, you'll feel the foot, you'll feel the knee, you feel the like.
Wow.
He's like, get me out,
rotating. Like you feel it rotating, you feel him stretching. I'm just like.
So how about when you're sleeping?
Oh my God.
It'll just kick maybe and wake you up.
Seen
yeah.
babies. Yeah.
Can you like knock on your belly and say, "Yo, can you chill"?
Can you not? Yeah, let me go ahead and knock on my belly and say,
flick
"Hey,
it.
excuse me." You like stop.
But can you? Okay,
You just flick his little foot.
Real talk. Okay, now serious question. Can you at least pat your belly to kind of give it a hint? Hey, chill. I'm
No.
sleeping. Oh.
Nah, dude, it's a.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm just asking.
That baby got its mind of its own and is gonna do what it wants.
What do you think? What do you think about baby number 2? Does anyone have any thoughts? Does anybody care? I mean, do you think it's
I mean, she's always wanted another baby, so I'm happy for her that she got. They're doing well.
You think it's good for the relationship, man? They're so young. Baby number 2. I mean, Offset. Cheated.
They're young. You're talking to somebody that has 2 kids and is only 27 years old.
No. I'm saying that they're young in their career.
No, they're super established. I think that's fine. They're handling it very well. And they have come on, dude. They have money. They have support. They have people they hire there. They have nannies they hire to help. So it's like, come on. You can't sit here and say just because don't get me wrong. It is like they're going to be doing a lot of traveling because they're dropping the album, but that's just a part of the artistry. That's your job and you have to make these decisions.
I don't know. I mean, I normally I would say anytime there's issues in a relationship, especially cheating, it's like how can you ever trust ever again? But I've been watching a lot of other podcasts, kind of opening up my mind a bit, and I get it, man. No relationship is perfect. I'm not saying it's right. I honestly don't think the relationship is gonna last. I'm talking about forever. I'm talking about forever.
It's gonna last.
Forever?
It's gonna last.
I honestly don't, but
I think it's gonna last. I mean, they're crazy, obviously, but I mean, like, they've been in the media for so long. It's nothing surprises you anymore with them. That's kind of how I see it.
right. I was just gonna say that I get it now. Like,
And they got 2 kids together. They're locked in for life, whether
Right.
they like it or not.
Right,
So.
relationships have issues, and they've had issues, and it seems like they're working it out. So good for them. And yeah, I get it. Nothing's really perfect.
And that's what I was trying to say about the post that she did. She said something like, "We listened to each other, we communicated, we understood our faults, whatever." I don't know, something about that in her Instagram post, saying that they're together, they're supporting each other.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, hopefully it works out, man. I mean, it will work out. Sorry. Okay. Let's talk about this.
Hopefully it works out.
Yeah.
It's falling.
Oh, is everything good? Uh-oh, lights falling down.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh, lights falling down.
And we're back. Sorry. I have my dog with us today. So she was running around wreaking havoc. Hi, Danny. She's looking at me. She's waiting to interrupt the podcast.
No, it's all good, man.
She's waiting.
She's
for it.
probably looking at you like, yep, I just got in trouble. I'm waiting for things to calm down so I can do it again.
That's exactly what she's doing. Anyway.
So y'all see this Jack Harlow video, man? Him, I mean, people are saying that it was at the BET Awards, of course, red carpet. Saweetie was getting ready to talk with the Shade Room, and he approached her. You guys see the video, right? Yeah.
Yes.
He approached her, and correct me if I'm wrong, he basically just introduced himself, man. He kind of surprised her, but
And she was like, "I know who you are."
well, he goes, "Hi." He goes, "Sweetie." She turns around and be like, "Yeah." She goes, "Hi, it's Jack." She goes, "I know." And he just wanted to introduce himself. That's all he did. I thought he was super respectful.
I do too, but at the same time, I feel like there's a time for that. And because she was getting interviewed, and for him
That's a
to
good
just
point.
kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I think he should have just kind of waited until the interview was over, and then he could have been like, "Hey, yada
What's
yada
up?
yada."
Would he have looked like a
Hey,
groupie?
timing is everything when you
You
talk
know what I
to
mean?
them.
Right, but
timing is everything.
if he waited behind her, would that? Because I mean, at the end of the day, he is kind of a star. Would that have made him look kind of like a groupie? No.
No,
Yeah?
Nah.
I just think it's professional. I
Yeah,
wouldn't go up
you
to
wait your
somebody
turn.
during an interview and be like, "Hey, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your interview, but I'm this, so and so," and then because then it catches you off guard, because then like you're kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
that's probably the reaction. That's why she gave the reaction that she gave, because she's here.
She did come off.
prepping.
Sorry.
Like, well, she didn't come off rude, but
You don't think so?
I mean, I don't know. But that's the thing, because she was focused on the interview, that all of a sudden Jack just comes over, and then she's like, "Oh." And then he's like, "Hey, I'm Jack." She goes, "I know who you are." So then, that's why it was kind of, I feel like that's the interpretation that I got off of the video.
That's how it set it off in the beginning
Yeah.
because of how he approached her. That's
Exactly.
a good point.
It's the same as if you're mid-conversation with somebody and someone just butts in and introduces himself where you're mid-sentence.
Like my
rude.
kids. My kids do that all the time. I'm here
Yeah.
having a conversation, and mom. I mean, I'm like,
Like, yo.
I am talking. Can you wait for a second? But then I'm kind of like, "I'm sorry," and then I'll be like, "Hey, okay, what do you want?"
Yeah.
And then they'll say, and then I'll be like, "Okay, sorry."
That's what she should have done. She'd have been like,
You know
wait
what
a
I'm
second.
saying?
What do you want?
So there's a
Hold
point.
on, Jack. Hold on.
There's a point in the video where she goes, I think he shook her hand or something, right?
And then she goes, "Why are you shaking?"
Why are you shaking? He goes, I ain't shaking.
And then he goes like this. "I'm not shaking."
Right. Do you guys think he was shaking? I'm going to say yes.
I think he was.
I think he was hella nervous.
I don't think he felt like he was shaking, but deep down inside he knew he was shaking.
because he was nervous because it's Saweetie, right?
Right.
Right.
I mean,
And
yeah.
but like Twitter, social media is hilarious, bro. Like sometimes the comments are better than the actual content. Like I'm just going through the content and people are like, "Oh, they'd be so cute." Some people are like, "Man, he's shaking like a baby." The ones that are clowning him, wouldn't you be shaking? Like, wouldn't you be shaking if you met your a celebrity that you've been dreaming of meeting your entire life? Like
course.
I would pee
Like
my
that
pants.
tennis player that you had a crush on. Oh, no, not tennis player. She was an actress, my bad.
No, the actress.
Nat Kelly?
Yes.
Yeah, her.
From Baker and the Beauty?
Yeah, you'd be shaking.
Guys, you need to watch that on Netflix, by the way. I'm a big Baker and the Beauty fan. Nat Kelly, she's beautiful. I would pee my pants whether it's Nat Kelly or Saweetie. It would be a lake. It would be
I would pee my pants.
It would be. I would.
It'd be a first impression.
But Vicky, think about it.
What a first impression. For real.
She would remember you.
You cannot control those first impressions. Guys, don't tell me. Imagine you're in that situation. Sometimes the uncontrollable happens. Pause.
I wouldn't pee myself though.
But you say that. You say that. But maybe you would faint.
You'd be surprised.
Or maybe you would
faint.
freeze up. Sometimes you can't plan how someone's gonna act.
Oh, of course. Maybe I'd freeze up, or maybe I wouldn't know what to say.
Who would you would you freeze over if you met, or who would you pee your
I
pants?
already said The Weeknd.
The Weeknd?
I wouldn't pee my pants though,
You
but
pee your
like
pants for The Weeknd?
I would be nervous. I would definitely be nervous. I'd
What
be
if
like,
he
oh,
wanted
man.
you
might
to pee
freeze
your
up.
pants?
What?
What if he wanted you to pee your pants? Then would you pee your pants?
No.
Okay.
What? No.
For The Weeknd?
Vic. Okay.
No.
Vic, okay. Okay, so I'm
What
The
the
Weeknd.
hell?
Like, how are you? So tell me about yourself. How's it going? What do you do?
I'd freak out. I wouldn't know what to say.
I'm The Weeknd.
No, you're not.
Okay, but I'm just saying. So tell me about
You
yourself.
look
What do
just
do,
like The
Vicky?
Weeknd, by the way.
What do I do? I'm an artist. Like you.
Like you.
You would not say that. You would freeze up. You would not say that. You'd be nervous.
Do you want to be on my song? Can I be on your song?
Can I be on one of your songs?
Can I have a high five?
Oh, really? You'd be that comfortable to say that? Really?
With you? Can I get a picture with you? You gotta be cool, man. You gotta be cool about the situation.
You gotta be cool, man.
No, see, but that's the thing that you have to remember as well, Julian, that like, yes, you may be in awe and out of all about it, but at the same time, they're human beings. Like we're all human beings.
I know that.
So you can't so that's what I'm saying. Like for you to be like, I'd pee my pants. I did like, come on, bro. No, you wouldn't. Like,
Okay, I wouldn't pee my pants. Okay,
definitely
fine.
be excited.
Okay,
you
I was
definitely be
being-
excited. There is an excitement in there
Yes.
because you're like, oh my god, like you're amazing, you're dope. But at the same time,
Hey,
it's
you're
kind of
dope.
like you have to remember, like we're all human beings, and this is
Everybody sits on the
has
toilet the same
different-
way.
I know. Well, they probably sit on a
Everybody
golden one.
sits on the
They probably
toilet the
sit on
same
a
way.
gold. They probably sit on a
Sort of.
gold-plated one. But yes, I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is your reaction.
Gold-plated one?
You
Yeah.
can't plan your reaction.
Would you get a gold-plated toilet?
Oh, no, I'm saying they have one.
No, I'm saying, would you get one?
If I had the money, yeah.
In a second.
You know what I'm saying? If I had the money,
In a heartbeat.
Hey,
That-
you know
that's
what
when
I
you have
want?
fuck you money.
Hey, you know, if I got rich, you know what I would get? I would get a bathroom with heated floors.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's like a
beautiful.
weird rich, like,
A bathroom with heated floors?
yeah, I saw that somewhere. I was like, that is genius and I want it.
There's something called like those little toilet rugs.
Nah, you don't need it because the floor is heated.
Why?
Imagine it's cold as hell. You take a shower and you step down on the floor after you take a shower and it's nice and warm on your feet.
Vicky, this is like a whole different level. This is like rich.
I feel like
That's
when
what
you
I'm
get
saying.
into the shower, if you put hot water, it's gonna make the floor warm.
I don't know what
Vicky,
floors
this is
you
like
got.
ridiculous rich. He's talking
It
about.
makes my floors warm. I mean,
This is
I
like the
let
whole-
I let that shower go for a little bit.
Do you
make
let
it
the
nice
water
and
go all
hot.
over the bathroom floor?
Make it not the whole bath. I'm talking about the shower.
I'm talking about the bathroom floor.
This is like the home version of heated seats. That's
Well, I
basically what
got
he's
some.
talking
Like
about.
that.
I got
And a
slip. I
heated
walk
toilet
in my
seat.
slippers, so like I don't be walking bare.
One more-
Sometimes I walk bare.
Heated
One more
toilet
thing.
seat too. Heated toilet seat.
Hey, one more thing. Just real quick on this Jack Harlow
This is
thing.
too much.
So when he put his hand on top of her to kind of play off the fact that she said that, why your hand shaking, don't you think he
That's
should have
pretty
said
smooth, though.
Well, no, I think a smoother thing would have been like, yeah, I'm shaking because to be honest, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Boom.
Boom. Would that have worked?
Kind of a,
Drop the mic.
Vicky.
I'd have been like,
That'd have been it.
thank you.
Like,
Right,
oh my God.
right.
Yeah.
I don't think he pulled it off well at all. He'd be like, I ain't nervous. He was defensive. I'd be like, yeah, I am nervous because I'll be honest, man, you are the most beautiful woman, not only at the BET Awards, but on the planet.
See, but he was
Boom!
trying to
Boom!
be slick though, because then
But it didn't work.
then after that he had an interview with the Shade Room. Then they interviewed him, so that's why he was just kind of like, I'm just being friendly.
Jack Harlow, we're on your side, man. Hopefully you guys get together. they would be a cute couple. They would be a cute couple. They'd be a
I'd
good
have to
couple.
look at them. Like I'd have to put two like the pictures both together.
You got to go on that app
To
where you
really
put
see
two
it.
pictures of people and then their baby comes out.
Oh no, those are weird. Those are weird.
It's just a weird mix of
Those
their
are
two
weird.
faces.
I don't know how they like people. I'm just kind of like, it's kind of weird.
Okay, so this topic is bananas. So this is not a celebrity. She may think she's a celebrity.
Bananas.
Vicky, Justo, you guys ready to get into this? Blue Jasmine?
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys don't know who Blue Jasmine is. I'll put up, you know what? F it. We'll put up her social down in the comments. She started trending kind of underground.
Don't put her socials down there. No.
I want people to see who she is. She is basically what would you even call her, man? I call her thought. You call her what?
No, you call her a modern day woman.
Socialite.
That's what Julian calls her. A modern day woman.
She is a social media modern day woman with problems. And I'll explain why. Hold on.
Too many words.
So okay, she is a wannabe social media influencer.
How do you abbreviate all of them? Social media.
SM.
This woman,
modern day
MD.
woman.
SSMD.
you guys know what I'm saying. This
SMMDW. SM.
Oh, she's SMMDW.
Okay, watch. I mean, check this out.
Oh Lord.
This woman goes on her video and then she goes on podcast and she basically says that her ex, I'll call him a simp, but her ex owes her to continue funding her lifestyle, even though they broke up. Right, Vicky? That's essentially what it is.
Yes.
That's her argument.
Again, her name is Blue Jasmine. She has no argument. Her argument is just the fact that she lives in a fantasy world and she's entitled. That's her argument as far as I'm concerned. So basically, she's dating this guy who she won't, just basically he's a simp. He's a nobody, but he has a lot of money. And he bought her, or he rented out an apartment and leased out a Mercedes for her. From what I understand, the apartment was after they broke up. Mm-hmm. Okay. And they broke up. Justo, you got this? I want you to understand this. Break this down.
I'm taking notes.
Okay. So they broke up. But after you guys break up, what normally happens? You part ways?
You cry in the shower.
You don't talk to each other?
Is there any financial obligation after that?
Nah, not if you're just dating.
Right.
Yeah, no.
She says, oh, hell no.
That's it. Strings are cut.
She goes, hell no. You will continue to keep funding my lifestyle. By the way, guys, this is the lifestyle that he originally funded to begin with, just to be a nice guy. So he's paying for like the mortgage, $4,000 on her New York City apartment and her Mercedes. Oof. And by the way, she's dating another guy, and
my God.
And he continues to do this.
Man.
Now this is not staged. And in the beginning, I thought this is bullshit. It ain't, because you got to see the video. Everything will be in the description, man. You got to check out this video because it is wild, bro. And her defense is, Vicky, take it away, man. Take it away. I mean, her defense
Take it away.
How would you describe her defense?
Petty.
What did she say? Like, what is her defense? Like, what? Well, how did you take it as? Like, what did she say?
I mean, she was like pretty much saying that like after they had broken up, they remained friends, and then she was saying how like I think 5 months later she ends up dating this new guy, and she just kind of expects the ex to
fund the lifestyle,
continue to fund the life. Yeah, continue to fund that. And
let me add one more thing, and your thoughts on this.
She has a kid.
Right?
That's another thing that bothered me too, and that's where people started kind of grilling her, because they were kind of like, is this how you want to raise your kid? Like, is this how you want to raise your son? Like, you're okay? You would be okay with your son doing this?
She didn't know how to answer the question, actually.
She didn't. Because then she's like, no, I'm teaching my son this. And she was like, how are you going to teach your son this stuff, but you're doing this, like...
You're a terrible example.
You know what I'm saying?
She's a thought. She's a thought. I mean, if you look at her, if you ask her what her job is, she basically she's an OnlyFans girl, man. She's a social media wannabe. I went on it. She's trying to build her followers up. Of course she is. She ain't huge, but...
Like, one thing she says that, like, it kind of stuck with me was that she's like, there's a lot of guys that use women, and they try to keep them youthful for as long as they can, because eventually, obviously, the girls, like, we age. Everybody ages, and they don't want them as they're older.
And the guy with the money moves on.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but my thing is, like, if you're doing this and you're in, okay, I get it, whatever, but it's kind of like, if you would be doing it, I would at least hope that if you do this, like, you'd flip your money. You know what I'm saying?
You mean like invest it, save it?
Of course, yeah. Instead of, like, try to live this bougie ass...
Well, he's paying
wannabe lifestyle,
but Vicky, he continues to pay for this lifestyle,
and I don't feel like he. And that's what I mean. Like,
do you know? Is he an older guy?
I'm gonna suspect he is. I mean, he's obviously to be honest, I think whoever he is, he's got problems.
And the thing about it is that the guy that she's dating, like,
he's for it.
He knows, he knows that her ex is like paying for all this stuff, and he's okay with it. Mm-hmm. I'm just like.
Well, because they're
my mind
leeches.
is blown. Like who does that?
It's called leeches of society. But instead of like just going in, because everyone's going in saying, "Oh, you're a bitch," you're this and that. let's just try to actually not say it's okay, but I'm trying to make sense of this. She even said, let me ask you if this matters. She did say, kind of in her defense, that I helped him with his business. So while they're dating, and even before they, and while they're friends,
How?
she wasn't specific.
Exactly.
I know.
You're not gonna be specific. Then like I would have asked that question like
Right.
the moment she said, "Oh, I helped
Right.
him with his bitch." Okay, how'd you help?
Right.
How did you help? Please.
Kevin Samuels' podcast asked the same thing. She's very good at generalizations, but give her the pass, Vicky. Just give her this credit. So let's just say that she did help him with his business. Okay? She helped him with the business. Does she get any credit for that as far as...
I mean, if she really did, then I mean, I can see why he's like, okay, you help me with this. Let me help you with... I wouldn't even know, honestly. I mean, I would be like, okay, if you help me with my business, I'll give you like a percentage, or I'll do something.
They
for
had no
you to help me.
contract,
But
no.
that's what I'm saying though. Like that's where she's an idiot for that. If you helped him with his business, and let's say his business is really like flourishing, is really doing amazing, why wouldn't you? I would have been, the first thing I would have done is, hey, I want a percentage. I would have done this.
Yeah.
So then that way it's kind of like, okay, I don't have she's going about this in a completely
Here's what's
weird
Weird way.
thought
yeah.
way.
Here's the
I'm
real...
gonna say it, fuck it.
She's going the thought way.
Here's the reality of this whole thing. The whole thing is just toxic, but that's kind of what the world... Okay, not the world is, but there's a segment of whatever you want to say of these of people that thrive, that live and die by social media, like this girl Blue Jasmine, that think that this is the world, and it's a very toxic relationship because it's kind of like, what are you going to do for me? Do you get that? Would you agree that this is all, what are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me? In a real relationship, you help each other because you want to do it and you want to build each other
Right.
up. That's the real answer. She shouldn't be
Right.
asking for any money. And if someone is going to, what's crazy to me is, and okay, you're your own girl, you're your own woman, you have your own thoughts, you're a real one. But I'm just trying to say,
Because I'm a real one.
try to get in her mind. Is there any reason why a woman could think, because I'm trying to just figure it out, because it's so crazy that one is to believe that you deserve to continue to have things paid for by an ex-boyfriend. They were never married.
I couldn't even think of that.
Is there any defense?
No. I don't. I think she's just weird
That's about it. Yeah.
Weird?
person.
It's also his
I
fault
think
for doing
that's
it.
weird.
I mean, part of me
it goes both ways.
Part of me can't blame her. If there's someone who's willing to do it, she's saying,
There you go.
She's like, sure, you can do that, and then that's
There
it.
you go.
Okay, but then if let's say, he does do that, and then all of a sudden decides, you know what, I don't want to pay for your anymore.
But that's her problem. That's her problem.
That's her problem after
Then
that.
that's not that's
The
that's,
oil ran out. That's it.
Exactly, which is what I'm saying. I'm like, you can't, this is some type of abuse.
A little bit.
If that's good. That's a good point. But here's the thing.
Manipulation.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
Justo,
Emotional abuse.
Justo made a good point, and here's why. Because if this is her job, right? If you ask her what her job is social media influencer. I shake my ass, blah blah blah. OnlyFans, blah blah blah. But she basically lives off guys. So if that's her job and that's all she knows and that's what she used to because it's quick money, she's just gonna hop on another guy? And she's not hot, but she's hot enough to find a simp. Do you agree?
I mean, it's not
She's a
honestly
vampire.
no, because but at the same time though, it's like that's easy. That's easy to find like
Vicky,
a
that's what I'm
sugar
trying to tell
daddy
you.
and like all of that. That they're everywhere.
But
Like,
Vicky,
they will reach out to possibly anybody.
right.
Man,
so
I
what
haven't
I'm
got
saying is
any
that
of
that's
that.
easy money, and that's how she's grown up to be. Don't you think that this is just what she is? It's just kind of who she is.
I mean, yeah, it is.
looking
But it
like
just
it at
what
this
makes
point.
me. I think just what makes me sad is her son. The fact that she has
That's
a
a
son.
good point. Terrible
Like
example,
I'm just
right?
kind of like, why are you doing this when like you're literally setting an example for your son? Like,
I don't think she cares.
yeah, obviously not.
I think she just cares about herself. The way she was talking, and anyone watching this, we're going to assume that you've seen this, so you know what we're talking about. If not, just check it out again on the links are down below because it's wild, man. And this is like an example of, but back to the modern woman thing, I'll just keep it short. I should probably rephrase that. That is, she's not an example of all modern women, but there's a segment of the population now. Because look, to be honest, 10 years ago, man, not to get too deep into this, but 10 years ago, if to get attention, what did we have to do? We had to step out physically, right? There was no social media. Or just think about when there was no social media. To step out, the girl in Omaha, Nebraska had to step out and get her face out there, but she's in a small town. Now with social media, guess what? Anyone can fly her out. Anyone can see her. Anyone can simp.
Right.
And this all comes down to that. And it also comes down to, the root of the problem is the fucking simps. These fucking guys that keep...
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Like, Vicky, you could do this all day, but you're a good person. And...
That's my question is why? Like, why?
Can I give an example?
Can I want to know for these sugar daddies and all these people, like, why?
Attention,
Like,
loneliness.
Why do you want it? Okay,
Looks.
never mind. I can get that.
All
I can
sorts
get
of
that.
things.
The loneliness I can get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can get that.
There's
Because
there's nothing more dangerous
I've gone DMs of like
Right.
sugar daddies hitting me up like, we don't need to have sex or anything. If you can just text me
Man.
and I can pay for whatever,
Hey, you know
or
what?
like I can, and I'm just kind of like, these people are crazy. This is crazy.
Forward them to me, because like if there's so like
I
no
got
sex
you.
involved, like I don't know,
I
I'll
got
hang
you.
out with you for a couple hours.
This is
We
why
can play PS5. It'll be great. It'll be fun.
I got you.
it's tough for guys out there, man. It's scary to be single these days because, again, it's not all women, but I don't care what any girl says, man. I mean, I'm going to say that social media is a heavy influence, and I know that there's a good portion that care about what they look like, and they look at what you're posting in your social media and their judgments based off that. Case in point on the Simps, I hate to put this out there, but he ain't watching it. Buddy of mine.
He ain't watching it.
A friend of mine went to Sacramento for his birthday last weekend, and this is like simpy on a very low level, but it's an example, right?
Low level.
Just a regular guy. We're all regular people, right? He's a regular guy. Doesn't make a lot of money, He's just trying to survive, trying to make it, right? He's doing what he does, right? And he sees 5 girls at the bar, and what do? I mean, he's trying to break the ice. He offered to buy him drinks.
All 5 of them?
All 5.
That's expensive.
he's
Okay, Vicky,
was bad.
break that down. Is that bad?
that's where he messed up.
Now you got to pick one
What?
by her.
I would have picked. I would have been like,
You got to roll the
which
dice.
one out of the 5 do I?
Wait a minute, Vicky. What about the other 4, dude?
Now you got
What do
to
you
just
mean?
go for it. You got to just choose one.
Why would you go for all 5?
He's not going for all 5. He's trying to break the ice. He told me he's trying to break the ice to get to know them and see which one is like more sexually available. When I say that, which one is he has a better chance to hook up with. I'm just being honest with you.
You got to cast a wide net sometimes. But that's
Vicky,
an
how does it
expensive
look?
net.
I wouldn't.
Don't you
That's an
think?
expensive
Okay,
net.
let's say he chooses you out of the 4, out of your 5 friends. Don't you think you'd be like, man, this dude hella cheap. What about my 4 friends?
No,
That's
I
not
don't
the
think that
first
way.
thought.
Like,
That's
what the
not
hell?
the first thought. And we
Come
real
on,
person
seriously?
Well, don't you think?
For a guy to be like, I'm gonna buy all these girls a drink and I'm gonna see
anything, it
which
looks-
one is sexually available.
He's
like,
not saying that. That's what a guy's thinking. I'm telling you what a guy's thinking.
okay, but that's bad.
That's still the strategy.
That's how guys think, dude.
I mean, that's
just telling you.
messed up.
That's how. Yeah.
You want to hear how guys think? I'm telling you what guys think. I'm telling you what came out of his mouth. But,
Okay, no, and that's fine. I mean, if that's how he wants to think, that's fine. Like, I'm not.
Okay, he played it wrong. Well, guess what happened?
What happened?
Did he bang all 5?
You wish. That would have been, he wishes.
He ended up with none.
Yeah, but guess what happened?
What happened? They cussed him out.
No, after the 5 drinks.
They dipped. I already know.
Dude, that's
I know
why
how
you
that
can't
goes.
do that. You can't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Is he a simp?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been in situations like that where I was like, it was like a while back, and I was like, I went out with my friends, and this guy like wanted to talk to my friend, and my friend was like, oh yeah, he was like, oh, let me buy you a drink. She was like, oh, but you have to buy a drink for all my friends. And there was like three of us. And then, he was like, okay, buys the drink, grabs it. I was like, thank you, walked away. And then I'm just chilling. And then all of a sudden my friend comes, she was like, I got his drinks. Okay, let's go dance. I was
See,
like,
no. Can we? And I'm not going in on her. I want to know the thought process. So basically, guys getting taken advantage. Be honest, Vicky. Don't you think?
Yeah, girls take advantage of men too. Duh.
I mean, yeah, because
Right.
they probably deserve it because they're just trying to bang you.
Don't you think right
And
now?
I'm not even gonna lie. I've gotten a guy to buy me a drink.
That's what I'm saying.
2 drinks, and I brought it back to my
And you just
dude.
dipped.
I brought it back to my dude.
That's great.
Would you
I love
agree?
Like, thank you.
I love it.
Would
babe.
would you agree that it's much harder to
That
be
was all bad. That was bad. Those are my
That's
my bad
what
days.
it is.
Those are my bad days.
The whole buy drinks thing. It's an old school thing that doesn't work anymore.
I agree, and I think that guys need to. This goes down to simpy behavior. You need to stop doing that. Stop kissing girls' asses and just build on yourself.
And just be a person.
Which is why I go back to a guy shouldn't have to think about like you said, like the guy shouldn't be like, oh, there's 5 of them here. Let me buy them all a drink and see which one I can catch. That's pretty much what he's saying. Like you shouldn't have to think of that.
So
because then that's what happens. You get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So you're saying
It's not the right mentality.
Well, hold on. So you're saying really just buy one girl a drink out of that 5?
Yes. Fucking choose.
Or
I'm
don't-
sorry. Like
or-
choose somebody because when you
What about the other 4?
fuck those other 4. I'm sorry, but like
what are you gonna think
why?
if you're the chosen
okay,
one?
But guess what? Okay, yeah, if I'm the chosen one and he's here buying me a drink, obviously I feel a little more special because he ain't buying anybody else. He's paying specifically attention to one person instead of going up to all these girls and be like, hey ladies, let me buy you a drink. Obviously, if he does that, these girls are like,
I wish he was here, man. That's good.
I'm gonna get a drink out of him.
So-
I gotta, you know what I'm saying? But if a guy focuses directly on one person, the girl is gonna feel like in a sense special because they're kind of like, okay, I'm here. This dude's paying attention to me. Okay,
Question.
I like this.
There you go.
Conversation happens. And then you never know. I mean, if she ends up leaving, then fuck it. She ends up leaving. But at the same time, it's more than likely you're gonna get a conversation out of this girl and get a little more out of it compared to buying all these girls a drink and expecting you to pick and choose. That's
Fellas, spitting game
works.
right here. Simpy guys. Simps. I'm sorry. Non-simpy guys. Game right here. I like that. Now, one more thing though. Is there any would you think in the back of your head, this dude hella cheap, man, what about my friends? Or you wouldn't like
No,
you wouldn't
I wouldn't think
hold
that.
on. You wouldn't want your friends included? Because can you imagine like don't if I was your friend, if I was one of the girls, I'd feel kind of left out.
No, I'd feel like, hey, good for you, girl. Get that drink. Like, get that drink.
Yeah.
I root for my friends, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if I'm out with my friends and some dude goes up to one of my girls and he's like, oh, let me buy you a drink, I'd be looking at her like,
Especially if he's not a weirdo.
okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I feel jealous about that?
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, I'm cool. Like, there's no reason. Like, I mean,
gotta go with specific targets.
Even if I were to be single and I'm going out with my friends, I would never want to be like, oh, why is that guy buying her a drink? Doesn't want to buy me a drink? The hell? Like, no. I'm sorry. Like, I don't.
That's good.
Initially, I can buy my own drinks. I don't care if a guy wants to come buy me a drink. Cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was single and I go out and a guy wants to buy me a drink, cool, great. You know, I'll definitely make sure like I watch them so they don't put anything in my drink. But that's a whole completely different story. But like, I'm not gonna get mad if like I see one of my homies like get a drink from a guy. Like I'm here like, and if he's cute too, I'd be like, hey, girl, get that.
Let me ask you this. What is the best way for a guy to approach a girl total cold? Like total cold. Let's say it's outside Starbucks Panera Bread. You know what I mean? Like in a regular situation, like if you're like, what advice would you give to guys, including my friend who's not watching? No.
Who's not watching?
But he does this.
Watch
you know?
out of everything, like out of all the episodes. Your friend
He's
watches
watching.
this one.
He's watching. But this is you're spitting some good game because I honestly never would have thought that. I don't drink. I don't buy girls drinks. I do none of that. But this is good to know. What is the best way to approach someone if you don't know them but you find them attractive?
A compliment. Like, I
your
mean, like,
just say it.
Your
Just say
scenario
it.
is at Panera Bread, right?
Yeah, Panera Bread. We're both at Panera Bread. We're in line.
Hey, so what are you getting for that 2 for 1 deal?
That is so simpy.
No, I wouldn't.
That's
do that.
simpy.
I definitely would. I don't like,
the roasted turkey club.
Let me
is pretty
try.
good.
Let me try. Vic, okay, I'm behind you. Okay. Hey, excuse me. How are you? Hey,
Nope, off, done.
That's done. Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, how are you?
okay. Stop. Give me a redo. Give me a redo.
I would have been like, good.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bother you. I just got to say, and I think you're really pretty.
Nope.
I mean, it could work on some girls. Maybe not on all girls, but it could work on some girls.
Okay, what works, Vicky? Go.
Like you give a compliment on like
her shoes?
their shoes, or like, you know what I'm saying, and then, or you can easily like pretend like you don't know. You know, oh, I've never been to this place by any chance. Like,
Hey, I've never heard of Panera Bread.
You never know. I mean, you just gotta do something.
I've never been here. What's good? What do you
So
recommend?
just something that's
What do you
not.
recommend?
Just exactly. I mean, you can't be scared to shoot your shot, but at the same time,
You gotta
don't
say
be
the right
like,
thing though.
don't be like straightforward. Like, just like I said, just go up to them and be like, hey, sorry to bother you. I've actually never been here. I mean, is there anything that you would recommend? And and majority of the time, girls are gonna be like, oh yeah, you should try this.
Yeah.
Oh cool. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, I really like your shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is a conversation.
Boom,
I dig
boom,
it.
boom. And then she
No,
goes back
this
to your place.
I mean, it could work, it can work. That's just my opinion.
Okay, before we get into the next one, so our thoughts on Blue Jasmine. I mean, obviously, look, the obvious is saying she's trash, right? I'm just gonna say people like that are gonna do what they do. They ain't gonna change. So it is what it is. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot help these people, and she'll learn in 10 years.
Don't give her the time of day.
Yeah.
Simps ain't gonna do that, but you hope, right? 10 years from now, we'll circle back 10 years from now. I think we'll be laughing.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll see where they're at in 10 years.
All right, next one, Justin Bieber. And by the way, the Justin Bieber video we're about to talk about, I found out it's a year old. It's just started resurfacing, but whatever.
It's a year old.
Yeah.
What?
But that's the thing when you're a celebrity, anything you do.
Oh, it could come. Oh, it could always come back.
And it's fresh
jab
content.
you. And it can jab you.
So he's walking to his New York City apartment. He's rolling up, and there's some fans waiting for his, to get a picture and autograph. And he was, the first thing I thought was like he gave them he wasn't like a dick about it, but he was very stern. And he said exactly, it was this type of tone. He goes, guys, this is my home, and I don't appreciate this. Something like, it's very disrespectful. It was like how a parent talks to their kid.
Pretty much.
Did you get that vibe?
Yeah. Because then he was like, when you go home, it's at the end of the day, it's you want to just relax, and he goes, and this is my home. This is where I want to relax. So
Yeah.
Can you guys please leave? Like, just in that.
It was that type of vibe.
And you know what? That's hella fair. It's his house. Get out of here.
Well, hold on.
Nope. Can't. Sorry.
Justo.
I don't care what you say, Julian.
But did you hear?
I'm sticking to my
Your
opinion.
opinion doesn't matter.
Did you hear? I mean, no. Let's really break this down because that's the easy thing to say, right? Did you? But you know where this happened, right? What city?
No, I don't remember.
New York. His apartment.
Okay.
And you said what now? It's his home.
Yeah, if they're
He's
waiting
walking
outside
up.
his apartment.
It was outside the lobby. It's a public. It's New York City, by the way.
It's like it's on the street.
It's
like
on
right
the
in front of
street, brother.
The front
Yeah.
door of the street.
Right.
And
That's still annoying.
One more thing.
You could be on the sidewalk in front of my house.
One more thing. The video, I don't know if you saw it, but he's just walking up. I mean, he had like one security guy, maybe two, but it wasn't like, if he really cared that much, bro, he could have had a procession of security protecting him, and he just walks on by, walks straight through. You know what I'm saying?
You don't always want a bunch of guys around.
Hey,
you,
bro, you're Justin Bieber. I'm saying plan for it. That's the life you signed up for.
Yeah.
If you really want to break this down, let's break it down. I'm not protecting him, but I mean, you got to play the other card. You got to look at both sides.
I'm protecting him. Justin's got to stick together.
I agree. I agree with Julian on that because, I mean, at the end of the day, once you're known and everybody knows who you are, obviously people are going to want to be where you're at. They're going to know about all this stuff. And in a sense, I'm kind of like I agree with Justin about all that. Like, I understand that. But at the same time, it's not like they're actually in front of his room door or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the obvious.
But if they could get there, they would be there.
But they weren't. They're not.
But the thing is, obviously, like, they're not gonna. They can't allow that, And
That'd be weird.
I mean, I know he's really well known in the industry, so obviously people are gonna be wherever he's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking maybe he just had a bad day, and because initially he could have been like, he could have easily got like, because he's always with security. So initially, as soon as he saw that there's people there, he could have been like, hey, can you kind of block out and just. So that way I can
set yourself
sometimes
up.
he doesn't have to say anything either. You know what I'm saying? He can just walk past and then just go in. Like, there's a lot of celebrities that I've
Maybe
seen.
he was trying to
they
be
just
reasonable.
Go like this,
Maybe he was trying to be
You made a
reasonable.
good point. That's a good point, Vicky.
Maybe he was trying to be reasonable in explaining why he was
did,
uncomfortable
but
about
it came off very. I don't know. It came off very like.
I don't think it came out bad.
Not like a little bit condescending. Just kind of. It wasn't bad, but it was like a parent talking to their kid in a very stern tone, and he kind of. It just. You know when you're having fun and these kids are excited to see you? He took the fun out of it, man.
I can see that, which is why I'm saying sometimes I don't feel like you don't need to say anything.
Don't
you know
say
what I'm saying?
anything.
Like, you could have just walked, or you could have walked and you could have just been like,
yeah,
hey, or like just like quick,
like,
and then
hello guys.
yeah,
Bye.
pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always have to stop and be like, hey, hug, autograph, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, there's always a time and place for that. Obviously, if you would just want to go home, you can easily, there's going to be people there, obviously, because they know where you live, which is a little scary, but I mean, it's inevitable. So you're just gonna go in. You can easily tell your security, "Hey, I just want to go in. Please, I don't really want to talk to anybody." You could have just said that, relay that to the security. Security couldn't so that's security's job, to make sure everything's cool. And he could have easily just walked and been like, "Hey," and then kept it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
At the end of the day, he signed up for it, bro. He makes hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't want to hear it. For me personally, it's as simple as don't make no excuses. You signed up for this life. It is what it is. Sure, you can say mental health and all that if that's what it. You get a bad day. We all have bad days, except that your life is on a level that most of 99.999% of us will never live. So you know what? Take the good or the bad. You'll be okay. That's what I think. Sorry for the long answer. I just think that, it's not that big a deal. But that's just us looking in. And at the end of the day, he could
I still think he handled it calm and collectively.
Yeah, it just came off kind of.
I just felt like sometimes not saying something is okay.
Word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was so
simple.
serious.
It's hard to get in trouble when you don't say anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now, look, this is a year ago and it's resurfacing
Hella
now.
old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Old.
So that's why it's kind of sometimes you feel like you either watch what you say or don't say anything. Just ways of going about it.
Okay. Olivia Rodrigo, last but not least, Olivia Rodrigo's album cover for Sour. Courtney Love is, she's from the 90s, Justo? 2000s? It's super old, right?
Definitely 90s.
90s?
I'd say
okay,
90s
so she's in a group called Hole.
When Hole was Hole, it was the 90s.
Hole is her group. It's like a punk, punk rock. And
pretty good, by the way.
Yep.
All is well.
I'm just saying, I don't know. The album is called Live Through This, and there's a lot of similarities between, or she's saying there's a lot of similarities. She's saying that Olivia basically stole her album cover arts, saying that it's plagiarism, you know what I mean? And we saw it. Similar.
The one with her holding flowers, right?
Yeah.
That's not her album cover though, right? Isn't it her song thing? Because isn't her album cover the one where she has stickers
art
on her face?
It's the album art. Yeah. It's Live Through This, the album art. I mean, album art is album cover, right?
Yeah.
I don't know is that the same thing? Because I thought this was her album cover, the one with the stickers and stuff.
I thought that was just for her single.
Is that what it was?
I think that was just for a single.
Oh, maybe that's why I'm mixing them up then.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's about taking someone's content. That's the accusations are taking someone's art. Definite similarities. I ain't gonna lie, man. I mean, I'm not saying
I get Carrie vibes
from the movie Carrie.
From
when she's on the stage and stuff.
Uh-huh.
That would have been a dope album cover, but the blood. Kind of all the blood all over.
But then obviously it would have
that'd been tight. That'd have been tight.
I feel like I can see why she feels like she's copying her, but in a sense, I don't.
I don't think they're I don't think they're similar enough to say plagiarism. I think they're the same ish. Oh man, I just had the word.
Assumptions.
Oh no,
it's okay.
Brain fart.
Premise. They're the same premise photo.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean they're the same.
Speaking on the premise, though, I think, just assuming, because we're the Assumption podcast, but I honestly, because Olivia's talked about her love for 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
She loves that era, or those eras. And I honestly...
It's more of a homage than anything.
I feel like I would take that as a compliment.
Yeah. Right, as homage, right. A lot of people were saying that on Twitter. And I think that... I honestly think that Olivia is familiar with Courtney Love and knows the album whole and has seen the album cover. And when you see things, even watch, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Sometimes, when I hear other podcasts, it kind of feeds into my thought process on what I originally thought. And then I start thinking, you know what I mean? So I think it played an influence, man. I really do. Again, we don't know.
When you do any sort of artistic thing, you observe and you absorb everything.
Right, but then is that plagiarism? Is that stealing?
Definitely not.
If she didn't give props to Courtney Love, you don't think that's...
Nope. I don't think that's plagiarism at all. Especially, I think about this a lot because as a photographer, there's a lot of that thing, right? Especially for plagiarism, when people will use your photo. It's happened to me. People have used my photo online for just...
Wait, your exact photo?
Yeah.
But that is direct plagiarism.
Yes. What she's doing is not that. That's, I think, if I see another photographer who did a cool picture, I'm like, oh, I want to try that idea. And it'll be a completely different picture, but it'll be a similar premise. It doesn't mean that that's their picture.
Justo, Vicky, let's look at this. Okay, I'm sorry. I just have to say. So the only thing Olivia changed up was the dress. Duh. But the way she's holding the flowers, the type of flowers,
the whole color scheme.
It's angled. She's like, if you look at Courtney Love, she has
It's a different frame.
It's literally hers is straight on.
Yeah.
Like here,
Yeah,
like,
it's
you
like
don't even
most-
But
see
that
her
doesn't
dress, you don't
that
see
doesn't make
anything.
this original. That's just changing it up slightly. But the crown and the mascara, everything is the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's like I said, same premise, different photo. I'll stick by that.
Man, it's kind of like
I feel like when you look at Courtney Love, it gives you more of that rocker type of look, like that, But then hers is just very like
promish, elegant.
Yeah, a little more polished.
I don't know, man. To me, this is
like
splitting
sad,
hairs.
like sad.
A little sad.
I mean,
they're both got, yeah.
This is splitting hairs. But Olivia Rodrigo, she makes dope music. I think she's super creative. So maybe she just maybe she came up with the idea on her own, because I feel like if she really was influenced by Courtney Love, she would have said something publicly by now.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, be like, you're right. I really looked up to you. I think the album cover was dope, and I
still think that I would have taken that as a compliment
100%.
instead of like
Yeah, for sure.
plagiarism.
Fair enough, man. Cool. Wow. Well, I guess that's it. I think we're good.
All right.
Yay! And we're back.
I want to thank everybody. Everyone's happy and healthy.
Oh, man, look at
Yes.
you with the long speeches. Okay, here we go.
I want
This is a podcast, by the way.
I want
It's
to
not
thank the Academy for.
I want to thank the Academy.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay.
People who are watching us on YouTube, you can listen to our podcast if you want to listen to us while you're driving, and you get the show like almost a week early.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, and then if
So
you're listening,
subscribe to us on Spotify and everything else.
right, and conversely, if you're hearing us on audio, you will get the video to see what we look like.
See our beautiful mugs.
to see, because
Your
that's
beautiful face and
right.
I
You
need
know
to
that's what-
shave.
right. That's what it's all about. You'll get that, just like you said, probably a week later. But you know what? We're working on the time thing.
We're working on the timer.
And
Pretty
check out our past episodes, man. We got 51 episodes of content. So if you got like long rides, long commute rides,
Hella
maybe
episodes.
doing long distance rides, subscribe.
taking a trip to like LA or you know what I'm saying, taking a drive or something.
Fun stuff.
Do it.
Appreciate it, man. Hit that subscribe
Listen
button.
to it.
Like, comment, all that. We appreciate you. Till next time, episode 53 next week.
This is Less Than Zero. Less Than Zero.